This is the legend of Mr. Eddie Hughes, born in 3rd Ward, 1945, to Mr. and Miss Hughes, the oldest son of Miss Hughes, and our other son was Dale Wayne Hughes. And Eddie Hughes, born in 1945 in 3rd Ward in the CUNY home, and he attended Blackshear Elementary School in 1952. Eddie learned how to play football through his first cousin in the CUNY home, which was Howard Graham, aka Beaver. His first cousin took him out in the CUNY home and where they played tackle football in the park. Mr. Howard Graham, my cousin William Harvey, and also another famous guy that came out to CUNY home, Mr. Otis Taylor. Eddie was a small kid playing with his first cousin Howard Graham, and they would always have problems tackling Eddie Hughes in the CUNY home. And he was playing against older guys. He was brought up with older guys, such as his cousin, first cousin, Howard Graham, Otis Taylor, and William Harvey. They all played tackle football in the CUNY home. And then in 1957, Eddie Hughes graduated from Blackshear Elementary School and went to William E. Miller. And he joined his cousin, Howard Graham, and Coach Calvin Klein. And therefore, when Howard Graham was telling Coach Klein how good a football player his cousin was, and Coach Klein seen the talent of Eddie Hughes, and he immediately started Eddie Hughes playing for William E. Miller Falcons. And Eddie played fullback, and Mr. Calvin Klein, who helped groom Eddie to go to Jack Gates, seeing how fast Eddie was inside, decided to ask Eddie to be on the track team. And when Eddie joined the track team with Coach Calvin Klein, he ran the 440 relay, the 100-yard dash, and the 220. And he was such an outstanding football player in junior high school, and also was a great track star over at junior high school. Coach Andrew Patterson was waiting for him to come over to Jack Gates in 1961. And immediately, when Eddie came over to Jack Gates in 1961, Coach Calvin Klein had already groomed Eddie into being a fullback. And Coach Patterson polished Eddie up and let Eddie start as a freshman in the starting lineup. And that was something Coach Patterson never did do. Started a freshman. But he seen the talent that Eddie Hughes had. And he started Eddie in the defensive back. And also in that 1962 state championship, Coach Klein was there with Coach Pat Patterson and Raymond Daniels. When Coach Calvin Klein left Eddie out, he always kept close contact with Eddie and Coach Patterson. And Eddie became part of the 1962 state champion Jack Gates football team. And Mr. Mohead, who was the coach, Coach Mohead, and Coach Status Bush, that was over the Jack Gates track team, seen the talent that Eddie had and knew the talent that Eddie had from over at Miller. And they wanted Eddie to join the Jack Gates track team. And there Eddie became another star in the 100-yard dash, the 220, and also the 440. Eddie Hughes was a legend in 3rd Ward. And he eventually went on to Prairie View. The only thing that stopped Eddie Hughes from going to the NFL because at the time when Eddie Hughes graduated from Jack Yates in 1964, they were not offering blacks any scholarships in the state of Texas because of the segregation laws. That's right, segregation. Eddie could not go, when he graduated, he could not go into the all Southwest Conference white league conference, and that include University of Houston, also Rice, UT, University of Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, TCU, SMU, and Baylor. And they also had another school that wasn't in the state of Texas. It was called the Arkansas Razorbacks. None of those schools was giving scholarships to black athletes when Eddie graduated out of school. And without going through some of those big major colleges, it was very few black colleges other than Grambling that the NFL scouts would come out and look at. But Eddie Hughes was before his time. And they tried to get Eddie to come over to TSU. Coach Stan Wright wanted Eddie to run track for him, but Eddie went out to Purdue. Well, his cousin, Howard Graham, and also Otis Taylor, who he was brought up under in the CUNY home. And as we say goodbye to a legend in 3rd Ward, a legend in the CUNY home, a legend at William E. Miller Junior High School, and also a legend at Jack Yates High School, we say farewell to another lion have earned his wings. Eddie Hughes, Jack Yates class of 1964, part member of Jack Yates football state championship of 1962. Thank you, Eddie. We love you. We will miss you. And thank you for the legacy and the memories that you gave us in 3rd Ward, especially at Miller and Jack Yates. God bless you. Rest in peace, my brother.